Hi, I'm Mike Frericks, Illinois State Treasurer, and joined today by Alvaro Macias, who was born in Mexico City and moved with his family to Moline when he was only 8 years old. Not knowing the English language, Alvaro began the third grade at Ericsson School, located in the Floreciente neighborhood in Moline. Today, he is Vice President of Business Development at Ascentra Credit Union, where he has worked on community development initiatives to provide access to affordable financial services to all in our region for the past decade. His work has been recognized at the national level of the industry for some of the unique partnerships he has created with local nonprofits. He's even earned the Trailblazers 40 Below from the industry magazine Credit Union Times, given to those leaving their mark on the industry. So, Alvaro, after graduating from St. Ambrose University, you began your career in journalism, but transitioned to finance. What inspired you to make the change?
Well, thank you, Michael. It's an honor to be featured. Really, my transition was I was actually recruited. I was doing journalism. I worked in TV. I've done some radio, and I was recruited to be a financial advisor. Now, the funny thing is, this was around 2008, 2009. So that's when the economy totally bottomed out. So I did that for about a year and a half, but fortunately, I had a relationship at Ascentra Credit Union. I worked as a volunteer for their advisory council to reach the Latino community. And through my relationships there, when a position as a community coordinator came open, I jumped on the opportunity and have really worked my way up ever since. I've been given a great opportunity to not only talk to people one-on-one about their finances, but more on a broader scale, and using my skills in journalism, both whether it's being featured on radio, on TV, or writing articles about finances, that I've helped a lot of our members and also people in our community learn about how to be more savvy consumers and learn more about finances in just about every aspect of finances.
Great. Well, Alvaro, you have had success in business, but this award is for leadership. Your example there. You also have served in government. So, what inspired you to run for alderman in the city of Moline?
Well, since I was in college, I've always been gravitating towards positions of leadership and also organizations that promote leadership, entrepreneurship, culture. And so I've been involved with Latinos Unidos at our local community college when I was there. Also at St. Ambrose University, I was part of Minority Affairs Community Action and also the original Latinos Unidos group. I was one of the founding members. And so I've always wanted to do more to bridge the gaps for those of us who sometimes find ourselves in places and situations where we might be the only ones, or we might feel at times like we question, do I belong here? Whether it's large business gatherings, whether it's even in some colleges and universities, people are always trying to find themselves. So I always figured, this region is diverse. It's not as diverse as some other pockets of the state and Chicago and other areas. But I always figured, if I get involved, I can open the doors for others, just like others before me have done. There's a good legacy here in the Quad Cities region of Hispanics who have worked together to open doors. They've been fighting for civil rights for many decades. And so I'm just doing my part to continue the work they've done and also to help inspire other younger people to get involved and participate, not only in the personal and professional growth, but also in civic matters that affect them and everyone.
Great. That's a great story, great advice. I've always been a firm believer that when someone gives you a hand up and you reach a higher rung, it's your responsibility to turn around and help someone else up behind you. So, Alvaro, can you tell us a little bit about Q 2030?
Yes, this is a really neat initiative. We started, about 6 years ago. Over 240 businesses and organizations in the region signed up for an initiative to help create cool places, creative bring creative people, support our talent pool here, and to inspire people to come here, inspire connectedness between all the other cities that are here. Now, the Quad Cities, it's right on the river, the Mississippi River. So it includes cities from both Iowa and Illinois. So there's always, there's pluses, but challenges because you work with different municipalities, counties, and states. So part of it is creating a connected region in all aspects, also including working together as government entities, and then ultimately to create a prosperous region. So there's four main pillars with it. I was there towards the beginning of this and have seen it grow. Eventually, we had a midterm review, and we decided to create a standalone entity, a 501c3, that can oversee a regional strategic plan for the whole area that is separate from just one entity. So it's a really neat concept. It's a plan, and right now we're in a really critical stage because this summer we just hired our new executive director, and I'm just very happy that we've been involved. You have a lot of support from the community, and now we're going to start seeing a lot more of the efforts that we've all put into this initiative.
Right. I agree that working together, working across the aisle or across the river is helpful to a region, it's helpful to communities. But as the Illinois state treasurer, I tend to focus a little more on the Illinois side of the river. But I love traveling around the state and seeing new things. And so maybe for our viewers, you can tell them, as a native resident of the Quad Cities, what are some of your favorite places in the Quad areas? Places you think the viewers must see when they visit?
Well, obviously the mighty Mississippi, that's basically where everybody needs to spend some time. Along Moline, where I live, we have the Ben Butterworth Parkway, where you always see people jogging, running, biking, just hanging out by the river. We have a beautiful riverfront right there, and we actually have the new I-74 bridge that's being constructed. It will be finalized at the end of this year. And the really neat thing about it is it's a massive bridge, is that it's going to have a 14-foot wide pedestrian and bike path. And it's going to have a section in the middle of the river where people can actually hang out and look over the Mississippi. So that's coming. I'm really excited for it because I actually live in Moline and I work in Bettendorf, Iowa. So I cross that bridge every single day. And I just can't wait till it's done. But people really need to check out the hiking trails that we have. We have the Sylvan Island that has some paths people can take. There's so much more right down the street, Silvis, Illinois. We have Hero Street, which commemorates. There's been over 100 individuals that have served in our armed forces from that one street alone, and it's got a rich history of descendants of Mexican immigrants that have signed up to serve our country. So there's a beautiful monument out there that people should visit. There's a lot of great restaurants. I don't know if people have tried the Quad City style Quad City style pizza. It's got its own taste. We've heard that there's been a couple restaurants open up in the Chicago area with our Quad City style pizza. We have great ice cream. In golfing, we have the TPC Deer Run golf course, which hosts the John Deere Golf Classic. Beautiful. We also have tons of other golf courses. There's a little bit for everybody: kayaking, boating. We have the backwater gamblers who do water skiing shows free for many of our residents on the Rock River on the other side. So there's a little bit of everything, a little bit for everyone, depending on your taste. You'll find it a great music scene, Thursday night concerts, concerts all along the river. And then Fridays in Moline, we also have the Mercado on Fifth, which is an open air market with music and a lot of Mexican food, taco trucks, you name it. Just a fun time for families. So there's plenty to do in the Quad Cities.
Great. I'm aware of that. I've seen, experienced several of those things, and I've seen the pictures of what that bridge should look like, and I'm looking forward to visiting it someday soon when it's completed. So Alvaro, as we wrap up, for people watching here today, what words of wisdom would you like to share with individuals who want to follow in your footsteps, people who want to be agents of change in their communities?
Well, really, you have to gravitate towards what is important to you, what you believe in. I've always been inspired by leaders who are opening doors for others, in particular within the Hispanic community. I was very fortunate. My parents didn't go to college. In fact, back in those days in Mexico City, you didn't really have to graduate high school. A lot of times you would just have to go to work. And my parents were put in those situations where they have to work to help out the family back then. So here in the U.S., I've gotten opportunities and I've made the most out of them. Really look at all those opportunities. Talk to people who are looking out to uplift others. They're out there. They're in your schools. They're in positions where they're helping others. And even if you don't have them in your immediate family or your circles, talk to them, make time to learn, and have an open mind when it comes to learning. Again, like I said, I've been in situations where sometimes I question, is this where I belong? But yes, you do belong. And if you feel like there's nobody else like you in certain situations, well, there's you, and you can be a familiar face for the next person. So that's what I'll leave the younger folks with. And yeah, for me, it's always been about paving my own way, because I've always felt I'm more in charge of my future than anybody else.
So true. Alvaro Macias, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to our listeners today. Congratulations on your award for your contribution and leadership to your community. I look forward to seeing you in person when I am back in the Quad Cities.
I look forward to meeting you in person as well. Thank you so much. I'm honored, and I really appreciate this recognition. Thank you so much.